the holiday season and high school graduation coming up, several of you are probably considering buying a new laptop. So being an intelligent person, you walk over to the nearest large electronics store like Best Buy, Fry's, Micro Center, and you head over to the computers section, the section that makes nerds like me giddy. In any case, while you're walking over there, out of the corner of your eye, you notice that simplistic area with the iconic large white apple with a bite mark over it. And being curious, you walk over to look at their laptops. And then you remember all the glamour and clamor your friends have talked about, those Macs, how they're so perfect and nice. And being completely swayed by their nice looks, you decide to drop $1,200 on one. But was that really the right choice? I mean, the PCs were right there, and you didn't even look at them. So, in this speech, I will be teaching you the pros and cons of a PC and a Mac, and tell you why you should buy a PC over a Mac. Now, a little about myself. Ever since I was little, I was very passionate about technology. I've always loved them, and I have a ton of experience with both, having used both a Mac and PC. Personally, I'm a PC user, but my friend has a Mac, and I've gotten into way too many arguments with them about which is better to be able to speak from both ends. But with that out of the way, let's get started. Let me switch to the next one. Let's start on Apple's website. Oh God. Oh no. Oh.
There's no internet. Yeah, there's no internet. You're not good.
If there's no internet, we'll move. Oh, it's loading. Yes. Ooh. Yay, victory. Alright, so can you scroll down a bit there, Nacho? So, scroll down a little more. So this is pretty much Apple's website trying to convince you on why to buy a Mac. I'm going to go over their website and then I'm going to sort of debunk all of them. Well, not all of them, the major points. So the first one is, it doesn't get PC viruses. And I will flat out say that right now, that is true. Can you go back to your PowerPoint? Go to the next. Pretty much, the operating system on a Mac is designed to be more secure. It utilizes a permission system where everything, programs, viruses, require your permission to do anything on the computer. On a PC, those permissions are far less because PCs were designed to be more compatible while Macs are designed to be secure. And although the permissions are far less, that makes it far easier for a virus to infect your computer. This is an operating system. Pretty much when you turn on your computer and this is what you see, that's your operating system. And go on. I like to think of it as sort of like a burglar analogy. I sometimes laugh at people who say their Macs got infected because it is literally the equivalent of a burglar trying to rob your house and then you opening the door and then saying, please come in, rob my house. Just finally fine with me. Well, with Windows, it's sort of different. The burglar can just break through your window or sneak in and you'll never notice it. Now, of course, there are some disadvantages to having a very secure system. It makes it far harder for programmers to design programs on Macs, while it makes it very easy to make a program on Windows. And that is why there are so many more programs that work on Windows than on Macs. And can you go? This is some CNET done a study on security for Macs and PCs, and as you can see, a lot more PCs are more vulnerable than Macs, and that's simply because the operating system is designed to be more secure. Many of you have probably heard that, oh, Macs are more secure because no one uses Macs. That's not true. It's actually a combination of both. So on now. Alright, so on to variety. A lot of let's go back to the Apple Store. Alright, and so, as you can see, the computers that Apple offer, both of their laptops, which are the only laptops they offer, are over $1,000. Mac Mini is the only computer that's actually under $1,000, and the other two are quite above $1,000. Now let's go to PC. Can you go back to your PowerPoint? website where they sell PCs. And if you scroll down, look at all the variety that you have. And look, there's even a laptop under $1,000. I don't believe it. And you go down, and you scroll down. This is actually just the first page. And this is actually just one single website. There's way more variety with PCs than a Mac, and it can be suited to almost any kind of person, depending on what you need. Can you go to the PowerPoint, please? For example, if you are a gamer and you want a gaming powerhouse, there's your choice. That's actually an HP Blackbird. If you just need a budget PC and you're just an entry starter, there's also a choice for that. If you are, say, an industry or a designer and you need a powerful designing computer, there's also a choice for that. In fact, you can even build your own PC if you liked. You can pick out all the parts and then put it together. That is something you cannot do on a Mac. Now, Macs, they claim to be good at everything, which is true to a certain extent. It's good for everything if you're a casual user, but if you're a specialist, like me, it will not work. For example, over the summer, I wanted to do some finite element analysis, and for that, I needed a very powerful computer, so I actually got a PC made just for that. This is the PC I have, and this thing is a monster. It does everything I want, and even more, actually. And I actually considered buying a Mac when I was at the computer store, but when I checked out the specifications of a Mac, I knew this was just not going to work out because it was just simply not powerful enough. And this computer is actually as powerful as a $2,800 Mac. So, and I got this for about $1,000. So, I would pass it around, but I don't want it to get dropped or something. That would be bad. And let's go back. Let's go for, and that's a custom PC. And let's go back to the Mac website. And the final point I will touch on is reliability. It's designed to be a better computer. Now, this is the biggest myth that really ticks me off because people are always saying, oh, Macs are so reliable, they'll never break. I've had one for 10 years and it never broke. Well, in my opinion, the reliability depends on two things: work standards and build quality. Unfortunately, I can't get any work standards from Apple because that's sort of a trade secret, but I can get what they make their laptops out of. And from what I've discovered, their laptops are actually made out of the exact same parts on PCs. In fact, they're actually almost subpar compared to PCs. Even on the lower end ones they have. Can you go back to the PowerPoint? I'll go forward this one. For example, and let's go to this. Okay. And now, Square Trade, which is a warranty company, actually did a study on how reliable Macs are. And they found that out of all the laptops, like Asus and Toshiba were actually the two most reliable. You can scroll down. Keep on scrolling. Keep on scrolling. I think it's on the left. It's on the left. And here we go. According to this, Apple is actually the fourth most reliable PC that you can get. While Asus, Toshiba, and Sony, all three of them beat. Well, HP is on the last, and Dell is sort of mid-grade, but that's actually not far from Apple's reliability. Now, you're paying so much for a high-end computer, shouldn't it be number one or at least number two on the list? And here's an example. Go back to PowerPoint. The RAM they used to build MacBooks out of is made by Samsung. Now, Samsung is a good brand, but the most higher-end RAM is. Most higher-end RAM. This is according to the best rating out of all the users. I didn't want to go to a company review because they'll of course be biased. And as you can see, Samsung is nowhere even on the top 10 of this list, with Corsair and Crucial being the top RAM. So again, if you're paying so much for a good computer, shouldn't they at least use the best parts? And so in conclusion, Macs, they aren't bad, but they're certainly not as good as most people claim them to be. PCs have more variety, they're cheaper, and they're more customizable. Macs are made out of aluminum. In any case, if you wanted a PC, Macs may be more secure, but technically, even PCs can be just as secure as Macs. Most of the viruses come from users being careless and clicking on a website that says free smileys or get this, if you won $1 million, give us your credit card number. And that's what really caused the virus. As a matter of fact, if users weren't careless, PCs are just as secure as Macs. And as an analogy, I would like to say is, Macs are like tricycles, sort of. They go 10 miles per hour, anyone can use them, they're safe, they're reliable, but they only go 10 miles an hour. A PC is like a motorcycle. It's not made for everyone, but if you know what you're doing, you can easily get up to 200 miles an hour, and it's more customizable, and there's more upgrades, and there's a ton more motorcycles and tricycles. And so, next time you go buy a PC, you go walk into the store, remember, it's the PC that took a bite out of the apple.